Hello everybody, and today, in honor of Pride Month, I am going to be doing a series in which I do speed paints of my OC's original characters or whatever like that are queer or LGBTQ+, and yeah, and I'll just be talking about them, their sexuality, their story, their character, all sorts of stuff like that. I'm not doing this every single day of Pride Month. Maybe next year, but I'll just be doing a bunch of them during Pride Month currently. So, yeah. Let's get on with it. Alright, so the first character I will be talking about in this series is my character, Marcus. Now, Marcus, he's a bit of a newer character, so his story isn't completely fleshed out. I do have his character and the main events of the story pretty well fleshed out, but not everything is completely finished yet. So, just a heads up. So, what is Marcus's sexuality? Marcus is bisexual. He is a bisexual dude, guy, teenager, boy. He's a little guy, and he's great. Now, let's get on to the beginning of the story for him. I'm not going to tell the entirety of his story because I do believe I will turn this whole story thing into a novel or something in the future. Maybe I'll make some animations or animatics of it. But yeah, so currently, I ain't going to reveal the entirety of the story. So yeah, let's just get on to the beginning of what I will be telling you. Alright, so the story begins in the year 2017 during the summer, and Marcus is 12 at this time. Marcus is best friends with a boy who lives about a mile away from him named Leo. He hangs out with Leo all the time. They're practically always together. And their parents are also quite good friends with each other. Leo's family is the Blake family. Marcus's family is the Kane family. Just throwing that out there so nothing gets confusing. Anyway, the Blake family and the Kane family are both really good friends with each other. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Marcus's life. So Marcus, he's a pretty average 12-year-old boy. He goes to school and stuff. He lives in a really, really small town. It is not named currently. I will come up with a name for it eventually, but currently speaking, it doesn't have a name. But it's a really small town, and his father's actually probably considered the richest person there. His father is a really successful software developer. He works from home and stuff, and he's extremely successful and really wealthy due to that. He's also extremely well liked among pretty much everyone in this small town because he's really, he's this great dude. He donates to local charities and local businesses all the time, and everyone just loves him. He's just a super well liked, adored person. Despite that, Marcus isn't the closest with his dad. It's nothing his dad did to make him not close with him. He's just not close with his dad. He's always been way more close with his mother, and even though his father is in his life, he just never was really close to him. He always felt off around his dad, and he never knew why. So, eventually, during the summer of 2017, this is where the start of our story takes place. Marcus is at his house with his dad and Leo's younger sister, Charlotte. Charlotte is 5 years old, and she is being watched by Marcus's dad while Mrs. Kane and Mrs. Blake are both out doing like a girls' night type thing. Well, not really a girls' night. It's more like they're doing a little girls' getaway type thing with each other because they're really good friends. And Leo's dad is taking him camping and like on a fishing trip or something like that. So Marcus's dad was left with Charlotte to look after her because he was like, yeah, I'll watch Charlotte or whatever. Side note, Marcus really adores Charlotte, and she really adores him too. She calls him her older brother, and he's basically like her secondary big brother. because he's an only child. So she's like the little sister he never got to have. And he really enjoys spending time with her and such. So while Marcus's dad is watching Charlotte and stuff, it's nighttime, so they go to bed. And in the middle of the night, Marcus gets up to go get a cup of water because he's thirsty. And when he gets up, he hears something, and he goes and investigates, and he finds out something really bad. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to spoil too much, because like I said before, I might make this into a novel, and I also might make some animatics and animations to it, but I'm just not going to tell you what it is he finds out. Anyway, he does not sleep a wink that night because he is horrified, and the next day is when Leo gets back, and he gets back in the morning, so Marcus immediately gets up, puts on clothes, and runs the mile to Leo's house, and is like, Leo, I need to talk to you, and he drags him away. Leo's dad just thinks this is because he missed seeing his best friend for like the 3 or 4 days that they were gone. But Marcus tells Leo about what he found out, and Leo is furious. Not at Marcus, but at Marcus's dad, because Marcus's dad, everyone thinks he's this wonderful person, but it turns out he's actually a really, really disgusting, horrible person. And this really upsets Leo. So Leo decides then and there he's going to kill Marcus's dad, and he tells Marcus as much. And he says, I'm going to kill your dad. Will you help me? And then he stops and is like, you don't have to help me, but I'd appreciate it, and I won't drag you into it if I get caught, if you do help me, or even if you don't help me, and stuff. And Marcus, he thinks, and he decides, he loves Leo more than he loves his dad, so he's gonna help Leo kill his dad. So, long story short, later in the fall, during hunting season, Marcus's dad goes out into the woods behind their house to hunt, and they end up killing him. 2 12-year-old boys go and kill this full-grown man. Goodness gravy. That happens. So, they don't get caught, luckily. The two of them, they watch true crime together, like, all the time, and they studied true crime videos after they started, like, planning to kill Marcus's dad so that they knew how to not get caught, which I thought was just silly because, I mean, this is around the time when true crime became popular, so it makes sense that they'd be into something like that. Anyway, so, time's passed, 2 years to be exact, meaning it is now 2019, and Marcus it's summer again, and Marcus has Leo spending the night with him, and Leo does something that night. I'm not gonna say what, but he does something that kind of changes stuff with Marcus. Now, as previously mentioned, I think I mentioned it. I may have not mentioned it. Did I not mention it? I hope I did not mention it, and this is just out of the blue. But if I didn't mention it beforehand, I am sorry. Both Marcus's parents and Leo's parents always joked that they were practically brothers and stuff. Leo and Marcus never really thought that they seemed like brothers, but like Marcus never really questioned it. Leo, I'm just gonna say that. Yeah. So, it has been like another year since like it was the summer, and Leo did something, changed stuff with him and Marcus. So they're in high school, and people don't really put together that Marcus is the same Marcus that was the kid of this man who was brutally murdered that everybody adored. Because children are stupid. All of the school faculty and all of, like, the adults around town know. But none of the children do because they're idiots. And they just don't put 2 and 2 together, even though his name is literally Marcus and he has the same last name. They just, they don't put things together because they're stupid idiots. Anyway, so Marcus, he gets picked on because he's kind of short. Like, not super short, but he's a little shorter than average, just enough to where it's noticeable, but he's not, like, super duper short. And he's also really quiet and he's really bookish. He likes to read books a lot. So people tend to like pick on him, which they shouldn't be doing because they quickly learn that they cannot pick on him because Leo will come with a blood vengeance if you do so. Leo does not like it when people pick on Marcus. So, don't pick on Marcus. That's your warning. Anyway, so Leo and Marcus, they are still extremely close. Probably closer than they were before. And Marcus is closer than he was before with Charlotte, too. Charlotte is now 8 at this time, and Marcus and Leo are both now 15. So, now on to a little bit about what Marcus likes to do and such. So, Marcus, one of his favorite things to do is read. In particular, he likes to read to Charlotte. He will come over to Leo's house, and he'll just go into Charlotte's room, sit on her bed, and she'll sit on her bed with him, and Leo will either be laying on the bed or laying on the floor or something because he's a oof, and he'll just read to Charlotte for hours, and she'll just stare at him starry-eyed, listening so intently and getting all excited as he reads to her because she really enjoys having him read to her, and he really enjoys it too because he loves seeing her so very happy, and he just really likes reading in general. So getting to read to somebody and having them be so excited about it and enjoying it so much makes him really, really happy. Also, Leo, he generally will be there as well. Like, he likes to listen to Marcus reading to Charlotte and stuff. He might sometimes leave to go and do his chores or whatever if he's called out by his parents, but for the most part he's usually there. Another thing that Marcus absolutely loves to do, like I mentioned before, Marcus's father was very wealthy and he left behind quite a bit of money in the will. He actually had a life insurance policy taken out on him because he was like, I'm not gonna die, and then he got died. I don't know what got dieted is. I don't know how to speak, apparently. So there's a large amount of money left behind, and Marcus's mother, she doesn't work, but they have plenty of money, so they don't need to. And Marcus is allowed to use a fair amount of money because he's a responsible teenager, so his mom trusts that he won't do anything stupid. And what he usually does with that money is he takes Charlotte to either parks or little festivals or like fairs or just carnivals, all sorts of junk like that, and he spoils her rotten. If there's food trucks at the park, he'll let her get anything she wants. He'll let her play all the games at festivals and fairs and ride all the rides, and he spoils her rotten whenever she's with him. He goes and he spoils her absolutely rotten, and that's what he does for the most part with his money. Leo also pretty much always comes along too, and he offers to buy Leo stuff and do stuff for Leo, and Leo's like, no, it's okay, I just like seeing you making Charlotte so happy. I think it's really sweet that you like to make her happy, and it really is. And Charlotte, she calls like I mentioned before, she calls Marcus her older brother, and it's just, they really, really enjoy each other's company and stuff. And he just loves to do things to make her happy because she's like his little sister, and he absolutely adores her. He also absolutely adores Leo. They are pretty much always at one of each other's houses. Like if one of them's sleeping at their own house, the other one will be sleeping there with them. There's no they're both at separate houses anymore. That's just, they don't sleep at separate houses at the same time anymore. It's just, they're always spending the night at each other's houses, even on school nights and stuff, because they go to the same school, so it's like, I don't know. And they just adore each other's company. Marcus, he's very quiet, but he's less quiet when he's with Leo. And Leo, despite being a bit of a more loud and extroverted person, he's still I can't talk again. Prioritize. Is that? I don't think I'm saying that right. prioritizes. I don't know if I'm talking correctly. Please excuse that. He still I'm just gonna skip that word. He still see, I have to skip the word. Yeah, he still does that. Prioritizes. He still prioritizes. Now I can talk, apparently. Who knows what's going on with my not being able to talk. He still now I can't. He still prioritizes Marcus over other people. Like Marcus and Charlotte. Those are the two people he prioritizes the most. Yeah. And Marcus really enjoys Leo's company. They're always together. He adores spending time with him. And he adores spending time with Charlotte too. And overall, they just really love to spend time with each other and love being in each other's presence. So, that's all for today. I don't want to say anything more about the story or or anything, because I don't want to give too much away, because like I said, I might make this into a book or something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, sorry if there's any background noise. I'm in my kitchen or whatever. Nobody's home but me, but I'm in my kitchen. So yeah, there's noises in here. My cats are being screechity, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to make a video about any of the other characters in this, or if you seen any other characters on like my channel that you would like me to make a video about. You can comment them. If you don't know their name, then you can just like comment a link to the video they were in and a description of them so I know who you're talking about. If they're queer, I will make a video about them. Or if they're not queer, then I'll make a video about them as well, just like after Pride Month or whatever. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Pride Month. Be gay, do crime. Have a great day. Yeah. Bye.